I know, you guys are probably shocked. A fish room, what was I thinking? So let me just start off by saying no fish were included in this. It was just a bunch of tanks. And by bunch, I mean a legitimate whole fish room setup, like 30 something tanks. Like, it is insane. I got so much stuff. We're gonna briefly go through and just show you guys everything in this video, and if you guys want me to, I'll go into greater detail about the exact numbers, and we can go through all of the stuff if you'd like. But in this video, we're just gonna quickly go tank by tank, like just show you everything really quickly, and then kind of just show you guys what I got, because this is not something that I really thought or planned on doing, to be honest with you. Totally honest with you, was not planning on it. It just came available. I saw it and I was like, oh, can I make that work? I think I can. If not, then that sucks, but I'm gonna try. I think I can make it work. My plan kind of is to just breed and then sell to local stores, or I know a few owners of stores locally that I could probably sell them to, because they get a lot of fish in that don't really do so hot. That's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. But a lot of people don't know this, some people do. I started off breeding fish, not reptiles. It slowly turned into reptiles after I got out of fish once I moved. Long story short, doesn't really matter. But then I got into reptiles, and that's what you guys probably know me for. But in all actuality, fish is where I started, and that's what I really, really like as well. So I'd like to add that. I'm basically just growing, you guys. I'm trying to grow. So without any further ado, let's just get into this and let me show you all the crap I got, because it is a ton. All right, so this is like the ad, or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna blur out prices, but you can see there's a lot of stuff involved. And these are the pictures that I got. Now, this is not all the stuff that was there. There was a lot of stuff not pictured and off to the other side, but a lot of it was clumped up like this. Caleb and I had to take multiple trips to go get all this stuff. There was so many stands, so many tanks. This is the linear piston air compressor. It basically is gonna run the whole room with sponge filters and provide air, so that's very sweet. And then this is the main stuff. So here we pretty much have, a lot of the tanks have this like sliding lid, so you don't have to really like take lids off. I think these are all the 20 gallons. I don't really know, to be honest with you. There's a big filter. There's little tanks inside of all the tanks. All of them have sliding lids for the most part. There's big stands, two 30-gallon or 33-gallon longs. We got these little tanks. I think these are the 5 or 10-gallon ones. Had this cube, which I ended up giving to Caleb. There was so many stands. There was a Python gravel vacuum. Like, there was literally so much stuff. Look at all these tanks. They're literally everywhere. There's literally tanks inside of tanks. There's food. I mean, that's the linear piston air pump. There's so many food. There's glass lids. There's lights. There's heaters. There's chemicals. There's food. Like I said, there's literally so much stuff in every single tank. Decorations, there's pleco caves, wood. There is literally an abundance of stuff. Hang on the back filters, sponge filters, extra sponges for the filters. That's what those bags are up there. Like, there's literally so much stuff. There's tanks inside of tanks. There's lids, everything. There's literally electrical stuff. There's tanks, like I said, inside of tanks. And then over here we have two stands. A big 55-gallon on the right with two 10s under it. And then there's a whole little container with different supplies, which I'll show you guys that in a second. But these are the two 10s, and then there is a 55 on top of it with a bunch of 4-foot lights, which pretty much all work. But in this shelf, there's this. It's got a bunch of like supplies and everything you need. If you've ever had fish or have a fish room, you've probably had a container like this to store all of your stuff. I'm literally so happy. Look at all those thermometers. I'm going to be able to measure every single tank super easily. A junk drawer, which has a bunch of stuff I'm probably going to need in it. I mean, there's literally so much stuff. When we walk over here, this is another 15-gallon. It still has some substrate in it, but it is what it is. And then here's another 20 high with a bunch of sponge filters. It's got the lid again. Then here is a bunch of hang on the back filters inside of this tank. So it's literally like a bunch of supplies, a bunch of stuff. It's literally insane, you guys. Like, I'm so excited. Look at all these cool stickers too. I'm a big sticker guy, so yeah, there's so much stuff in all of this. I'm so pumped. I know I'm more known right now for my reptiles, but soon I think I'm going to be known a lot for fish and breeding fish, because that was my first love of animals, was fish, to be honest with you. So I love reptiles, but I really do love fish too. I ended up getting all this crazy stuff. Shameless plug, but if you haven't subscribed, you guys definitely are going to want to subscribe, because I'm going to be having some crazy videos coming out soon, because we have this and the reptiles, so get ready. Alright, I have been working my butt off reorganizing the whole basement, getting this stuff set up. So The filing cabinet is now over here. Things are a little bit moved and a little bit different. We also have some of the tanks just sitting on stuff, but in the middle of the room, that's kind of where those tanks are going to go, I'm thinking. And then over against the wall over here on the left, this rack over here, or this box, is the rack that's going to be set up right in that big open spot, and that's going to hold a bunch of tanks right there. That kit will be sweet. You guys can kind of see the middle aisle right there with those tanks and the supplies and lights and all the different stuff in there. I still need to go through it. It takes a lot. It's a lot of work on top of what I'm already doing, but my goal is once I set it up, it should be a lot easier to run on its own essentially, but getting it all set up is kind of a pain, but you know, I'm going slowly but surely. You guys can see all of the pumps and all of the stuff right here, all of the sponge filters. Look down in that bucket. Those are all sponge filters. The boxes next to it, all sponge filters. Like, it's insane, you guys. So much stuff. All right, so I kind of showed you guys that one angle. Now I'm going to show you guys the other angle of what you guys might see, but this is kind of the other side of it. I basically have the 220 tanks and whatever on each side in the middle right here, and then I've got the longer ones in between the middle. So lots of tanks right there. Still have a bunch of tanks over here. Like, there's so many tanks still over here. Kind of move stuff around, like I said, since the last time you guys have seen it. Been cleaning, going through stuff, throwing away trash and all that, but you guys can see a lot of these tanks are going to be going on the rack once I get the rack set up. But again, still have to do that. But you guys can see there's literally an abundance of stuff. I am so freaking excited to get this going. I love breeding fish. I love breeding shrimp. I love just having fish tanks. It's so peaceful for me. But let's kind of go over the plan for the room and kind of what it's going to look like next. So right here is where, like I said, where the stand is going to go. And then you have right here, which will be a walkway. Like I said, ignore the mess, I'm trying to clean. But right here, I'm debating putting a whole nother rack for the rest of the tanks, and then a walkway obviously right there. Then you have all the middle tanks, the long ones, then the end caps of the 20s essentially. But yeah, there's still so many tanks. Basically what I'm telling you is subscribe, like, share. I'm about to have a reptile room, a fish room, and so much more stuff. You guys are not going to want to miss out. Don't forget too, 100K subscribers, I'm getting a camel. That's my dream animal, and that's what I'm getting. So like and subscribe, man. Help a guy out. Like and subscribe. I want a camel, and I know you guys want to see that too. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to leave me a like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new. Like I said, if you guys want me to go tank by tank in detail of everything I got and give you numbers and stuff, let me know and we will do a part 2. And this is the last time I'll say it publicly, but do not miss out on these deals in the mystery bundle video. If you missed it, go watch it. Get the geckos, get the deals, get the bundles, because I'm not going to have them available for too much longer, so get them while you can. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.